Welcome to the Dadvocacy podcast. This is Ryan.
I am Tristan.
Episode number 17 of season 2.
Yeah,
Been a minute.
it's been a hot minute. We've been working our butts off.
Yeah.
Like working, right? I mean, gosh.
No,
Yeah.
it's been a little
Felt
crazy.
weird. I actually, when I was setting everything up in the studio, I was like, "Is this right?" I had to think about it.
Well, we were going to record last week, and then I get like the last minute, like
Kid vomit.
we'll get the phone call from the school, and you're like, well, what's going on? Like, did he get in trouble this time? Hey, your son's in here puking. Oh, okay. I'll be there in a few minutes.
Sweet.
Do I need to bring more clothes? Like, that was the first question.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just did it.
That's a smart thing, actually.
I showed up and she's like, "You got extra clothes?" And I'm like, she's like, "Oh, he didn't. He made it to the trash can." I'm like,
dude, as a parent, I never brought extra clothes. I didn't think about it.
I have an extra set in his backpack.
That's really smart. That's actually really smart. Yeah. Wow.
Dad of the
That's
year.
amazing, dude. That's amazing. So clearly I can tell you've been hitting the gym.
Yeah.
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 You look good.
Thanks.
Yeah, you look good. I mean,
Appreciate it.
yeah. I've been going to the gym a little bit.
Getting
I'm trying to get my size back because
get some swole.
I was cutting up for a while. I wanted to lose some weight, so I did. And I'm like, oh man, I want to get my size back. So
I actually considered starting the first half of June juice fasting. Like juicing.
just to cut the crap.
Not
out
like
of it.
not like steroid
you know.
juicing, but like like just to flush my system.
You're not on the gear.
No, not on the gear. Not that kind of juice. Like literally like carrots and celery and all that stuff, apples and ginger, and
It's so delicious though.
it's good for you.
I love-
It sucks for like 4 days, but after 4 days, dude, you have so much energy. It's
Yeah, you
crazy.
just feel like because you get all this nutrients
and you
it's
stop
amazing.
pooping after like day 5.
That's so weird.
It's super weird.
No
Let's talk
poo.
about. It's like rabbit pellets.
That's how you cut back on toilet paper. It's no big deal. We got this.
We're good, but it's expensive to juice though. Like you think about it,
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
because you go through.
What you should do though is when you're juicing, you save the pulp and make bread out of it.
Really,
Yeah, dude.
really.
Yeah, mix it with you.
But the bread doesn't keep. If I'm juiced, like I can't keep it very long.
No, you make
I
bread the
freeze
same
it?
day. Oh yeah, you're right because you can eat it.
I'm gonna
Bring it to
juice-
me.
I'm cleansing. Okay, if you want to, you can have it.
I mean, I'll try it. I'll put some cinnamon and butter on
I was
there.
just gonna throw it in my garden.
Oh, well, that's a good idea too.
Just throw it out there.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I'm sure my dog would probably eat it.
yeah. There's there's goods and bads about juicing.
Speaking of dog,
You're not getting any fiber. Well, how is your dog lately?
I've got a picture. So I was running an errand this morning, and look who's standing at my front door.
On the Ring doorbell.
Yeah, I have a full 6-foot fence.
How?
I don't know how. The only thing I can think of is she's jumped on my air conditioning condenser. It's in the backyard, and then jumps. My neighbor has like this 2x6 that runs across the top rail of their fence.
Can we show that? Here, let's see. Can you put it up? I want if people can see this.
I don't know if you can see it or not, but
Oh yeah, that's a no.
there's a halo light in there somewhere.
Yeah,
but
yeah, well, that doesn't work.
But anyways, yeah, there's a dog on the front doorstep. I'll post it to our Facebook page.
Good. Okay, do that.
But yeah, it's my dog in a Thunder shirt on the front doorstep.
I love it.
While I'm not home.
I love it.
So I had to talk to my dog to keep her there so I could get home to let her back in.
It's flipping amazing. It's flipping amazing.
So that's how dog ownership is going right now. My dog has figured out how to clear a 6-foot fence.
That's pretty cool. And it sucks at the same time.
It sucks so bad right now.
So we've been hitting the gym, and at my gym, I've noticed a lot less SARMS Goblins. They're hogging all the equipment.
You know, I haven't really had that issue with the one I go to, just because it's like so little used, which is fine with
That
me.
makes sense, yeah.
Like, not a lot of people, they started going, because Anytime Fitness, they started going to the one downtown, which is not bad. It's not a bad location either.
Mm-hmm.
Or they go to the one in Post Falls. Like, I think, is that the one you
Here,
still
mine?
use? Yeah.
I haven't seen many people. It's pretty normal, actually.
Okay. I was going to say, because, like, I don't know, somebody must have ran a special and, like, got rid of everybody, because, like, I go in and every time it's, like, 2 old ladies and 1 random guy.
That's awesome.
That's it. And if I go on a weekend, it's usually me.
Well, so, I mean, it's not January anymore either. So people they're giving up the resolution,
That's right.
which is all right with me.
Didn't take long.
Give me more gym.
That or inflation hit so bad they had to cut out on extra expenses, and the gym was the one that got the axe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's been nice because I can get my workouts in. I had a workout the other day. It was like 40 minutes and I was done.
Isn't that amazing? That's how they all should be. You should never be there for more than an hour.
Yeah.
45 minutes to an hour max, period.
Yeah. I was done, had a hard sweat going. I was good.
Breathing heavy, all that.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
Yeah. It was like take a little pre-workout before you get there. Like, you know, if you time it right, about 20 to 25 minutes before.
That way you're not itchy like crazy and like a crackhead.
So you like go in, get your stretch, and then you just go.
Hey, so I want to try these real fast before we go to our piece. Reed's.
If we're looking for a sponsor. Reed's cinnamon candies.
Whatever, you know what I'm doing here. Reed's cinnamon candies. Ryan knows I love cinnamon.
Yeah.
I actually brought some cinnamon candies back from the coast.
Did you? I was going to, next time I'm going to get the cinnamon saltwater taffy.
So good. Dude.
Oh, man. I always forget how good it is.
I might have one of those available.
The peanut butter ones are awesome too. The peanut butter.
I got a root beer one.
Ooh. The peanut butter chocolate one was awesome.
Here you go. You want one? Here you go.
I want one too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I had the butterscotch ones.
I appreciate you bringing this. I love the fact that you have the butterscotch ones in your truck.
Listening to old country and talk radio.
Like a 90-year-old guy.
With a dog in the back seat. Yeah, it's a total old man thing.
Do you put it in your mouth and do the whole lip, you know, that thing? These are not ASMR-y. Here, let's see.
Me? Like this?
Hold on. Check this out. Look, I got it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, these are so good.
All right. Hey, if anybody's listening, let me know if that was good ASMR. Oh, my goodness.
That's awesome. They're not too spicy. Usually they're too spicy, right? These are like the perfect amount.
Where do I buy these?
Cabela's.
Can I get them on Amazon cheaper?
Probably.
All right, it's done.
But they're right by the front register.
That's a good spot for them.
I saw these and I'm like, I haven't had them since I was a kid. My grandma would have them once in a while. They have ginger ones too.
But, sweating like a pig.
Dude, me too.
It's awful.
But these are so good.
That's amazing. I need more of this.
Make it happen. All right.
We are sweating like pigs in here. If you see us sweat, people, we're so sorry.
Pitting out.
Well, yeah, when we start working out, like I actually started eating more again, and it's just, I got the sweats.
Yeah.
It sucks.
They get the metabolism going, and then your internal core temperature.
Just done.
Yeah.
So I played something for you earlier. This is the greatest thing ever.
I'm all over this.
I don't know if
Travis Tritt needs to do this song.
Someone.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. It needs to be done. But I don't know. Our listeners probably like a pretty diverse, you know.
There's probably some metalheads for sure. There's country guys, I'm sure.
Everybody loves Whitesnake. Everybody loves this song. Everybody, I don't know anybody that doesn't like this song. It's an anthem.
The music video.
Dude, I'm totally going to play it. And then everybody,
go to the car.
Everybody, you would tell me if you're feeling this, because we need to hear this, okay?
Yeah.
Here's some feedback, and we are ready.
What if Whitesnake's Here I Go Again was done more like a country ballad?
Let me turn it up for y'all.
I'm all over it.
I don't know
Where I'm going.
But I sure know.
Dude, it really is. Really,
I'm telling you,
really
you can
good.
hear Travis Tritt singing this song.
Yeah.
Hang on the promises
In the songs of
Yesterday,
Oh, it's good.
I made up my mind.
Notice how he just,
I ain't wasting no more time. Here I go again.
everybody listening to this should love this.
Here I go again.
It's like, I got rice cooking. It's same thing.
Though I keep searching for names.
Man.
So this guy's
Where has this been?
This guy's a lead singer of a band, and I was like, just found him.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness.
It needs to be playing it on the actual guitar, not on a keyboard.
I agree. There's actually a version of it, a studio version of this. But this is just a taste, like.
You gotta get to the chorus.
Oh, it's coming.
Street of dreams.
Here I go again on my own.
It's nice. Dude, I mean.
Down the only road I've ever known. Then you get the steel guitar in there. And maybe a little fiddle in the background.
It's really good, dude.
I'm all over it. I know some of our fans are like, okay, like
That's enough.
that's enough.
That's too much
soaking
country
this
for
in.
us. It's great though, right?
We lost half of it. You lost me forever.
Someone tell me that is
That's pretty amazing.
I'm not a huge country guy. I don't like any old school. I like the 90s country. It was more like rock and rolly country, you know? But I do appreciate country. And I mean, that was freaking solid. Freaking solid.
But that's like 90s country.
Yeah,
I think that probably is why you like it.
You're right. Okay.
Like,
So
that's like George Strait, Travis Tritt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all over it.
I found this TikTok of this lady talking about women's expectations versus reality. And this we know is not every woman. But, oh my Lord, I think there's a large group that probably needs to understand reality.
Yeah.
And I played a minute for you, but are you ready for the whole thing?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hit it. Are we going to like start and stop it?
Nope.
Okay.
It's only a minute long.
Okay.
You know what I noticed about some women is that some women expect for a man to love her unconditionally, but she wants to love this man under conditions. What this man can do for her, how much he can provide, how much money he make, where he work, what type of job he doing. But this man is supposed to accept you with open arms. Baby, you have yet to heal from childhood trauma. Your mama and your daddy failed you. You still have abandonment issues, baby. You insecure with yourself because you sitting here comparing yourself to this girl on social media. You don't even like the way that you look, but this man is supposed to accept you and love you unconditionally. Have you checked on that man's mental health? Have you called him and asked him, is he okay? Did you tell him that he was a king? Did you make him feel like that? And a lot of women say it's not my job to shape and mold a man. That may not be your job, but it ain't your job to damn sure as hell stress that man out. But he gotta love you unconditionally and take you and your badass kids. I'm sorry.
Stupid piano.
People that call each other people that call each other kings and queens have holes in their drywall.
95% of the time. Let's be real. Anytime I've ever heard any woman refer to herself as a queen, she absolutely
that lady's crazy.
Was not a queen. Because a queen would never have to say she's a queen.
She's keyed at least 3 cars.
Now we all know I'm a king. Oh yeah, she probably has. We know that I'm a king. And I only say it when have I ever said it when I introduce myself?
No.
Yeah, don't we say? Oh no, we say I'm Ryan.
Oh, you are literally king.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, but I don't say it all the time. It's not like I'm trying to abuse.
I'm royalty because of my last name.
This is just who I am. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
there's some
good truth in that.
There's some truth in there. I mean, obviously, it doesn't apply to every woman. I don't think in every situation, but I do think that there's some things in there that guys could resonate with. Be like, yeah, I would like to hear some of that. There's guys. I mean, I'm one of the lucky ones now that does. Like, I mean, I think you end up in situations like what she's talking about when you get impatient, and then you start trying to like go round peg, square hole, or square peg, round hole, whatever.
Yep.
And it's just like trying to force something in there that's not supposed to be meant to be.
Well, I mean, we know that a lot of people are out there getting into relationships when they shouldn't be in a relationship.
Yeah.
When they're just like going, oh, yep, he paid attention to me, so now it's good. And that's not how it works.
But she did say, like, did you get through your childhood trauma? Did you get through? I mean, there's some truth to that. And, a lot of people carry their baggage into the relationships expecting that the relationship is going to be the remedy to whatever issue they're dealing with.
Absolutely.
And that's not how it works. Like, you need to be coming in, like, be able to take care of your stuff. Like, you got to have it in order. But yeah.
Well, I mean, you can't expect someone to come and try and save your life.
No.
That's not how it works. He's going to have issues also. If you're expecting so much from him, you better be giving that at least back. Mm-hmm. At least.
I'm going to have to get another roll of these.
Dude.
These are so good.
I know.
It's like it's better the longer you have. Like, it's so good. All right.
I want to chew on it. And I still love these guys.
It's better.
It is. You're right.
It blows them away, though.
I've got the chocolate cinnamon
we'll have to do like a side by side.
Reed's is bomb,
dude. All right. Yeah. Next one, hit it. Unless are we done with that topic?
No, I think. Yeah, I guess we can be done with that. I mean, the reality is that we've talked about all this before. We've gone into it, and we're going to recycle a lot of stuff because that's how it is in life.
It's worth being said a few times. I don't think like you just talk about one thing once and then scratch it off and you're done. It's not even that way in relationships.
It'd be like talking about mental health once. And then that's it. Oh, no.
Oh, we've already talked about, my stance. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah. No.
But we need to rehash it because the more we talk about it, the more we bring it up front and the more value we give to making change. And that's an important part of today's topic. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Look at how we pulled that together. Dude, we're amazing.
It's going somewhere.
I didn't know we were going to do that.
Until we get to
It
like
just happened.
2 topics from now. It's going somewhere.
Exactly. This isn't just a giant rabbit hole day. We have a thing.
So does this guy, apparently.
So-
You'll know when we get there.
I was doing some TikToking. You all know how I love my TikToking. And I found this amazing video of this guy who usually does RV life and motorhome life, whatever, but he's got a special needs kid. And this literally, I just wanted to cry.
I mean, I worked with special needs kids for 5 years.
Yeah. And
this definitely hits a soft spot for me, but yeah.
So profound. And then we're going to get to the stuff, the meat of the situation.
Arm yourself.
Absolutely, you better arm yourself for this one.
The end too. Oh man, that's a double entendre.
It's so good. Okay, but first, grab a tissue and listen.
So it will only let you do it one way or the other, okay? So
This is a
try
dad
your
talking to his son.
savings, and if that's correct, it'll let you go through. Okay? So what are you gonna do? You're gonna put your ATM card in?
Go from ATM card in, check savings.
Mhm.
If it doesn't work, then I'll try checking.
Okay. Yeah, you can't screw it up. It'll be okay. Okay? Go get it done, boy.
Got it.
You got it, my man. Children with special abilities will never be able to do things on their own if you don't make it happen for them. Samuel is as independent as he can be, but every day he learns some new task and learns how to be an independent adult.
It's not
I know this
necessarily.
has nothing to do with the RV lifestyle, but it does as a dad who has a special needs child.
All right,
And he's
what's
not
up?
necessarily doing it for him. He's empowering him to do things for himself.
And that's exactly it. The whole thing was it's amazing about this because I'm gonna mute my phone. I don't want Dustin calling. I just thought about that.
Again.
Yeah, but no, I mean this is with all children. How do we expect our children to grow if we're constantly holding their hands?
Mm-hmm.
And special needs especially, because you feel like you're always having to hold their hand. We have to give them the ability and freedom to fail and watch them struggle a little bit to gain that independence so they can step away, so they can start living their lives. That's the same with all children.
Absolutely.
I mean, 100%.
No, it resonates because when I worked with special needs kids, like we had a program where we brought in the state like Department of Labor into our building, and we actually got the kids hired on campus to work.
Oh, that's
like
really
they did
cool.
recycling and things like that, and then it worked out to where they would go into the community and do it. And
Wow.
so then we get kids like hired at places like Walmart, or we get a kid a job at like a hardware store or whatever. Maybe it's just breaking down boxes, something simple, but it's a task that they could do that make it theirs. And you know, we short people with special needs, I think, a lot because one, it's the hard part is sometimes it's all there. They can't connect what's in their brain to making their body or their vocal cords actually do what's in their mind. And so it's really hard because you think that like a special needs person might not be able to do a really hardcore task, when in fact they can. It just takes them a heck of a lot longer.
That makes sense.
Or they have to go backwards through it. Like it takes like 4 extra steps, but they still get it done, and they're still accomplishing the same goal. It just may take longer. And so yeah, I mean, I like that video because it does look at it. I mean, I'm not a parent of a special needs kid, but I've worked with enough people like that. That's like, yeah, you're empowering that individual to now gain a skill.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
it's checking your checking balance and your savings account balance, which is great to do. But like, then it's something else. And he says like he does have something every day. And it's like, you know, maybe it's putting air in the tires, checking PSI, whatever, checking the oil,
anything.
Yeah.
But anything to help create that independence, to make them go, I can do this.
Yeah.
Empower people. That's amazing.
There's value in that.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That feels good to listen to, you know?
It's pretty cool. Especially
Totally.
with every, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So let's get to the meat of this. All right.
You
First,
really
I'm gonna
you really
start
got a
off-
bone to pick with this one, don't
I
you?
do, big time, yeah. So first I need to start off and say that our scientists are either completely ignorant or they just choose to be that way.
Or there's science going on that I have no idea is even possible.
And Ryan, we haven't talked about this one yet. And this is the first half of this conversation. I would like to bring enlightenment to penis misinformation. Okay?
Are you gonna petition the White House, create a
I should.
a new task force?
There's this thing going around, an article going around the internet that describes why your unit is shaped the way it is. The mushroom. It's a magic mushroom.
Well, it normally wouldn't be. Well, kind of.
And when it comes out of its
don't.
sleeve,
Yeah.
then
I
it
was gonna
still is
say.
a magic mushroom.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
There we go.
Gross. Scientists are talking about how, but if you have one, it's fine. You just sleeves are good or whatever. Turtlenecks are okay. To each his own. There's no,
V-neck.
yeah. V-neck. That's awesome.
Sorry. I had to think about that one.
Oh gosh. Okay. So,
I could go on another one, but I won't say the term because it's a crude.
so this is really gross, but scientists are trying to say, I'm not going to give you the value of that, Ryan.
cheap laugh.
We are adults. We are.
Sorry. Could help
Scientists
myself.
are trying to say that it's shaped that way to try and scoop out old manness to make sure that they're the dominant. Okay, now, here's my first thing. What they're trying to imply is that,
It doesn't work that way though.
no, what they're trying to imply is that
That's not
Humans-
biological.
well, they're trying to say that we're animals and that all we did as let's say cavemen is that we just took a woman and took her and all these men did it at the same time. And we had to have a unit shaped this way to pull out their semen so they can impregnate the woman. Now, as you and I know that we have two
I'm going to
hearts,
agree to disagree with that one.
we are, yeah, absolutely. We were made to create lasting relationships. That's how humans work.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning. Now, maybe the top of the top Neanderthal guy was like, nope, I'm choosing mine. But he would choose his. Maybe he would have whatever with everybody else, like some kings would, right? But the shape of the unit was made so that you could lubricate yourself from her. That's literally the freaking reason why it's that way.
Well, also, and this is after, I started my college career in pre-medical studies.
Paleontology and animal
anatomy
units.
and physiology. And then in the physiology part of it, there was a reproduction section.
Oh, good.
So we went in depth about the unit that we discuss and what is going. I know.
Do you want another?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you do, don't
I
you?
just finished mine. I need another one.
The reason it is the way it is, as you unwrap it.
I've got to get it out
Okay,
so we can
so
use it.
but in its shape, right?
Yes, it's shape.
There is more nerve endings in that area.
I love how we're trying to get around to saying it.
In that area, there's more nerving than anywhere else in the body, right? Okay, and so I'm going to take the creationist aspect of it because I'm a man of faith. God created it that way. He created sex because he wanted us to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And it is shaped that way because we get enjoyed a heck of a lot more.
Yes. But if women...
And it also matches the nerve endings of the
I'm
female.
sorry.
So there's
I got to say this
double
real
the
fast.
enjoyment, but yeah.
I'm sorry, Ryan's mom and my mom. Women typically don't become all drippy. Okay?
Ew.
I'm going to... No, that's awesome. But
So
anyway.
you're getting, yeah.
Yes. Women...
Dangerous territory here.
I'm trying to be okay with this, which is why the head...
Aroused. Just let's
No.
be scientific about it, though.
I'm
Come
trying,
on.
I'm trying. But
Because
which is
drippy is not a scientific term.
so
If I said that in college, I'd get thrown out of class.
that'd be so amazing, though. But but the head is shaped with a backing on it, so that because women will. Can I say moist? Or is that wrong? Also,
I hate that word, but it would be the aroused aspect of it.
as a woman arouses,
Is aroused.
arises,
Is aroused.
is aroused. Gosh, it feels like
Are we
should
like
be
trying to
drawn for
teach
this.
people how to have sex? And
No,
like,
but I'm
we're all
just trying to-
parents.
okay, so anyway, yeah, basically, you all know what's going on right now. It doesn't matter. Don't even listen to us.
When a man loves a woman, it's just like,
They're bees, the boobies. No, but no, the back end. So she's going to be aroused and
as well.
secreting.
Yes.
Gosh, like there's no way to say it without being sounding gross. Anyway,
It's sex, dude.
as it goes in,
It's
gonna-
scientific.
As it goes in, the hood of the man is going to pull more out, so it continually is lubricating through the action. The shaft.
It is the equivalent of
Jeez, I
an
feel
internal
awful.
combustion engine with the piston going off of the crankshaft, and it needs the oil to be lubricated in order to. Yes, I'm just described how an internal combustion engine works.
Thank you, Ryan.
Yes,
You made it less gross. No, you did. I appreciate you. That really
it's
did
like a
help.
diesel motor though, because it has a wet sleeve. So yeah,
Turtleneck?
on Ron Burgundy,
Oh, that's why it's that way.
and we're back.
If people say this, just argue with them. Okay, so now,
I don't know if we have to go any further in the.
no, we're done there. We're going to cut that off. You guys understand what I'm saying?
cut it off. Speaking of cutting it off,
Yeah,
the man.
the man with the arm. The man with the arm
Cut it off.
is
Cut it out.
apparently there was a guy who injured his thing.
Knock it off.
And it was the doctors removed his thing, and
I still don't think this is a real. This cannot be a real story.
in order to save it, they grafted it onto his forearm.
The gentleman sausage.
Onto his forearm, chapstick, onto his forearm, and then attached it to the vein so it would grow properly
That doesn't. No.
to fix it or whatever was going on.
Why can't you reattach it down there to fix it?
Apparently, there was some issues
Mutilation?
with scarring, and I don't know. I don't know I don't know what happened.
Why wouldn't he put it like on the back of his leg or something?
We don't know.
It's like just not like
So-
wear a short sleeve shirt and then you're like pointing two different directions.
For years, Mr. Man had an appendage on his appendage. But I want everybody to know, as of today, it's been put in the right spot, and he's looking for love on Tinder. I think he wants it to fall off again.
Of course he does. Of course he's on Tinder.
If you're looking, from what I know,
Where else would you find?
from what I know, he lives in the UK.
Of course he does. Because all weird things are in England.
if you're looking. Yeah. But now that we've gone through sex ed and how to attach an appendage on your appendage, something epic.
I just don't know if that is possible.
Totally, it's real, dude. Science. It's science.
Science is weird.
There's a
Why?
there's a bunch of veins in here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of veins all over your body. Why your forearm?
Maybe it's the same smooth skin. I don't know. Why didn't they just take the skin off a naked mole rat and attach it? I mean, it looks like
Why couldn't they like attach it to a pig for a while and
a
then like
naked mole rat literally looks like a sack with legs and teeth.
yeah?
It is.
So does the hairless cat.
It is running genitals. That's all.
The hairless cat looks like a scrotum.
Yeah,
Let's
really,
be honest.
It totally does, dude. That's so weird.
I said scrotum on this show. I'm the one over here trying to stay professional and using scientific terms, but
I said drippy, drippy.
yeah, I said
So okay,
Yeah.
we've discussed the fact that Goofy is one of the greatest cartoon dads ever.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't talk about how epic he really is. So facts. Mickey Mouse is Uncle Mickey, right?
yeah, Donald's
Uncle Dottie. Uncle Donald, yep. Goofy is the only one with a child. Which means, let's go ahead, Ryan. Just say it.
He's the only one that doesn't get enough sleep.
Absolutely that. Goofy has had sex.
At least once.
Goofy had sex. He had a wife.
Yeah.
That's amazing. There's a Disney character that did it,
Well,
which is weird. I mean, King Triton. I assume,
Yeah.
well, no.
King Triton.
If fish procreate, they just
It would be
blow
eggs,
the
right?
eggs everywhere.
Yeah, and then he
right?
would like. How is a mermaid made? Because mermaid made.
This is getting weird.
Yeah, sorry. Science is like,
Merman
I can't wrap my head around science right now.
There's a lot
I'm
going
already
on
still
here.
thinking about wiener arm guy.
Could you imagine him like waving to somebody?
It's like mowing his lawn. I can't get the mental picture.
If he does forearm exercises to get a pump, I guarantee it goes up and down. I guarantee it. There's no way around this. I heard a random fact. I don't know if it's true. My son's best friend told me this, that the male erection, since we're talking about his forearm, has enough.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. It looks like this is gold.
This is
gonna be like Mount Rushmore episode.
speaking of. Anyway, so apparently
Wooden teeth? Is that a wooden teeth joke?
in a single erection, there is as much blood as an entire bunny has, or something to that effect. To me, I feel like maybe it's a small bunny. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway,
Men have two brains and only enough blood to run one of them.
all the time. 'Cause 60% of the time, it works 100% of the time.
Works every time. Sex
Something
Panther.
cool. Chris Pratt. I don't really watch Dragon Ball Z. Have you ever?
No.
I don't.
I think it's-
There was a movie back in the day that was awful. I remember a real life movie that was awful, but I never really did anything beyond that. But apparently, Chris Pratt, we love him. We do. He's great. Has signed on to be the voice of Goku, and that's I think that's kind of cool. I don't know if it's like in a real life movie or an animated movie or whatever.
Has he been
but
blackballed a little bit by
a
Hollywood?
lot.
Yeah. Because he's been outspoken about
How he,
faith.
yeah, just like what's his name? Jason Caviezel.
Jim Caviezel?
Jim Caviezel. Is it Caviezel? Really?
Yeah,
That's how you say it.
Jim Caviezel.
I call him JC.
The guy that played JC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Jim Caviezel.
JC. Dude, his newest movie that's coming out that they've had made and has been waiting forever but has been hushed, about the police officer that goes after child sex trafficking.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited
So
for that.
that is about the real life story of Operation Underground Railroad and how that organization came into
Wasn't that with the
existence.
black lady? The Underground Railroad? Margaret?
No, yeah, you're thinking of that. But Operation Underground Railroad is an organization that helps bring people out of sex trafficking.
Oh. Okay.
I donate to them pretty regularly, but
That's good.
they're a cool organization. Like if you look them up, like they're legit. The
No,
guy
I
that
believe
runs
it,
it
yeah.
used to work for Department of Homeland Security,
That makes
and
sense.
now he goes around the world with volunteer crews to break into
And these are the volunteers
kids.
are police or military or whatever. Yeah.
trained,
so,
and
yeah.
they get kids out of sex trafficking.
So, dude, I would do that in a heartbeat.
It's super rad.
Sign me up. Legit. Sign me up. I'm done. That's my new gig.
There's a
Is there?
application process online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, seriously,
Nice.
it's a thing. But yeah, no, it's a crazy cool
I
organization.
think that would really, anybody going through that would really have their eyes opened and really, it'd hit you hard.
Really hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie looks amazing.
Yeah.
With Jim Caviezel in it. The other one that I was thinking that's been kind of blackballed too lately, a little bit, is Denzel.
Yeah. I haven't seen much in Denzel lately.
Maybe it's by choice. I don't know. Maybe he's just kind of like, I'm done with Hollywood.
I know Ice Cube has been laying low.
Yeah.
He's so, I watched a video on him and he's totally done with Hollywood. He's really, he's over it.
And so, Denzel, the only time I heard it was about the Will Smith stuff. And that was like the last time I've like heard hide nor hair from him. I haven't really seen him in anything lately.
Yeah. Maybe he's just relaxing. I mean,
I do want to see the new Top Gun though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I kind of want to see it really bad.
I agree with that. I watched the new Sonic.
The second one?
Yeah.
My kid and I are going to go see that probably this weekend.
Dude, it was fun. I mean, like, it's Sonic. What do you
We
expect?
saw the first one. He wants to see the second one. He loves
Yeah.
Sonic, so.
It's fun. They bring in some characters. You're like, cool. Pay attention to kind of the little Easter eggs there, here and there.
Dr. Robotnik.
sounds and all that. It's really kind of cool. So
Like the rings when they get them, it's like shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Yeah.
dude, yeah.
Tails is in there, and you can hear like the tail winding up.
Tails is in there. They got Knuckles in there and everything. It's actually I thought it was good
Sweet.
being the guy that plays it.
Cool. I'm all over that.
Yeah.
Because it's at the discount cinema.
Oh, nice. That's a good way to go.
Best place to watch a movie.
So I love Wonder Years. We all will love the Wonder Years with Fred Savage and all that.
Even though he's no longer part of it.
Well, no, this is part 2. So
Yeah.
so it's a black family in the South area, right? Mm-hmm. And I decided to sit down and watch and catch up. And we're all watching it. Nope. And my kids haven't watched it. And they're like, oh, we don't really know. Season 1, episode 19, had me. Dude, I almost full blown want to just weep.
Correct.
Yeah. So if anybody loved the original, you have to watch that episode. And spoiler if you haven't seen it, if you don't want to, if you just watch it, I don't care how you feel. What happens is that the black family, the brother came home from the war, right? He was injured in the war, and he's struggling with losing his his squad. And the guy that he was the closest to didn't come back, right? And he talks about it, and he barely even talks about it. In the very end of the episode, the very freaking end, he tells you who it is. And I don't know if I want to ruin this for people. What do you think? Should I?
Was it Bubba? I'm just kidding.
No, dude. So in the very end, the younger brother who tells who's the entire story.
Oh, it
right?
was Winnie's brother.
But he doesn't say who it is. He's
Yeah.
like, here's this guy's name and whatever. And at the very end, he's looking at the picture and he's talking about how he struggled with trying to write a letter to the family and the parents of the son. And so in the very end, little brother looks over and he goes, oh, she's really cute. How old is she? And he goes, oh, that's Winifred. She's about your age. And he goes, but her brother, and I forgot the name. He was like, he never called her that. He always called her Winnie. Dude. Oh my gosh. Because you don't hear the other side of Winnie's brother's story. And finally it's full circle. And I was like, oh my gosh, it got me big time. So if any of you guys, and quite literally, yeah, it's not the original Wonder Years, but it feels so good. And for me, I grew up with a lot of black people, so I really, really enjoyed it. My best friends, right? And it hit home for me. And like, it's a great series. It really is.
Did you ever watch The Last Full Measure?
Maybe. I think so.
It's got like Samuel L. Jackson, and there's a bunch of other guys in there. It's about giving a posthumous Medal of Honor to somebody from Vietnam that was like an Air Force guy. Mm-hmm. That like went down as a medic.
Oh no, I totally remember.
He was supposed to exfil, and instead he stayed on the ground.
It was and the Last Full Measure it was a white guy looking into it, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was the lawyer.
Yeah, that was so good, dude. Oh,
that movie made me cry.
Oh, it should have.
Yeah, that movie was
really good.
The guy's parents, like that was the part in watching that, like the best character in my mind was the dude's parents.
Yeah, but I mean, legit, everybody out there, give the new one a chance, and I think you're gonna love the show. Ryan,
So, yeah,
let's. We talked about the meat. Let's get to the potatoes.
All right.
We can't really make light of this very much.
I know it's really hard. Like, I mean, like this is recorded, before Memorial Day weekend in May. So today is the 26th.
Yep.
So on Tuesday of this week, something really freaking awful happened. Where a school in Texas, in Uvalde, Texas, was shot up by an individual.
Let's be real. If you've been on social media at all, you've seen something.
Yeah, and you probably felt something too. You felt probably all gambit of emotions, like pissed off.
Mainly rage, I would assume.
Yeah. Sadness. I'm just when I heard it on the radio and they said, it was like the first report I heard was 4 kids.
Yep.
And they said 19 kids. And I literally started weeping. 19 flipping kids. And you and I are both conservative and gun owners. And so, there's an aspect of
Can
that.
I pause you?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think our new thing is eating while we do our podcast.
Seriously.
We should share the giant 1 pound freaking Snickers bar I have.
I'll eat that.
Cut it in half right here at the table. And,
Right. Like
Yeah, I'm sorry.
9,000 calories. So it's like you've probably read everybody's opinions on the matter, and it's probably run all sorts of people defending guns, people wanting to go after them. People being pissed off saying like, our thoughts and prayers really enough. People operating out of their emotions, thinking being mad is going to change something just by virtue of being angry without doing anything. Just being mad is enough. No, it's not enough. So if you look at this and like first thought, if your first thought when you look at the situation, and so this is partially like I put this in a post, if you think that you need politicians to fix this issue as the number one solution, that's the first place you go to this problem. You're part of the problem. Yeah, you're part of the problem.
100%.
You think politicians will solve a morality issue? When have they ever solved a morality issue?
Well, I mean, they can't even solve their own issues.
Well, they said they solved racism, and obviously we still see that, right? Mm-hmm. We've solved all these issues throughout eons, but there's still the problem of morality being a problem, is it not? When 9/11 hit, did we ban planes? No, we secured cockpits, right?
Easy enough, yeah.
Bad people, when they go after something, they want to take the path of least resistance. They don't want the hard way. They want to take the easy way out, right? That's a coward's way out.
Well, that's what most people want to do.
Yeah. You're not going to want to run into somebody that's going to be able to fire back.
Yep.
Unless the only time that would work is if it was premeditated ambush. That's the only time you could really think about that situation working. The other part is like we spent something like $72 billion with the Department of Ed last year, Department of Education. How much of that money went for school safety?
Doesn't that blow your mind? So we actually have, there's the Department of Education, right? And there's funds that go out to every school, but there's also the actual Department of Education, which is a building full of people that determine education factors for across. And I think there's something like 40 billion went to that alone. Mm-hmm. Half the cost. Freaking, what are those people doing besides screwing up our education system?
Creating this woke freaking agenda that's not doing jack squat when it comes to saving kids' lives. Mm-hmm. They're more worried about what gender they get to choose than they are actually are they safe if they're sitting in their seat in the classroom. This is pissed off dad coming off right now, and like I don't want to say soapbox. This is me kind of having a heart to heart, but like, where do we start with some of these things, right?
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna let Ryan go. I'm gonna let him do his thing.
We could start today doing something. Everybody wants to say like, hey, we can go after guns. No, if we go after guns, it's going to take up to 2 years to even start getting them off the street. And last thing I know, criminals don't follow laws.
They not at all. So
Schools
guns are banned in the UK.
Yeah.
Do people have guns still?
Yeah, they're still out there.
Yeah. And when they banned guns, what was the next step? So
knifings.
First,
they had a whole slew of knifings.
But gun violence wasn't even the most violent thing. It wasn't. It was violent crimes was the most violent. We're talking like blunt instruments, blunt objects.
Baseball bats.
So the guns didn't really change much at all.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, okay, well, I can't have this now. I'm going to use these other things.
Okay, Ireland, still. Right? Do they have ability to have guns in Ireland?
I don't know.
You have car bombs.
Sweet.
Okay, France. Can you have guns in France? No, but you have freaking trucks running through crowds of people. I mean, that happened in a parade in the United States like before Christmas. Mm-hmm. So it's like you want to attack the object or do you want to address the issue like immediately? And if it's safety, if we are worried about safety, we can take safety measures now. If you're sending $72 billion to the Department of Education.
And not all of that's going to actual schools?
Earmark some of that. I'm sorry, you could take $20 billion of that and you could have an armed individual in every flipping school across the country with a single locked entry point. Easy. Executive order that could be started tomorrow.
All day long. And I bet you, even if it didn't start, I bet you there are veterans out there that are making so much in disability.
They would do it volunteer.
And that aren't totally disabled, They would absolutely volunteer and say, you know what, I'll be here.
Absolutely. The American Legion, like you could reach out to VFW, all sorts of individual like
don't we have resource officers that are actual police funded for why don't we have 2 police at every school?
I mean,
that's easy enough.
And in some towns they do. Like Coeur d'Alene is really good about having SROs.
Yep.
But the thing is, the problem is that they're there every day, but they're not there the entire day.
That's why you have two.
Through. Yeah, exactly. And but that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you have to in the meantime to get this, like, say you have to jumpstart a program, call up the National Guard in plain clothes if you have to put them. Put one in the school and put them on shifts. Like if you have to do a deployment, you get to do an at-home deployment to where your job is to be at your local school for 2 weeks, and then the next guy that's in your town gets to take another shift.
Do you know how amazing that would be? People would love that. National Guardsmen, it'd be phenomenal. Well, I'd like to see them get a little more training. I'm not going to lie, just a hair. They're good people. I'm going to put that out there. They are great people. But yeah, you know.
But it's an armed individual. They could be plain clothes. It doesn't have to be somebody in fatigue standing there, like. An intimidation factor for the kids, and whether it is or not, that's there for safety. Like, teach them that. That's a good person that's there to defend you. They took an oath to the Constitution. They're there to defend you.
How often did you see recruiters at your school in uniform?
All the time.
Did it bug you?
No.
Hell no.
They're trying to get you.
It was awesome.
No, they wanted you to do pull-ups and then give you like a water bottle.
Okay, so now put them there in full gear.
Yeah.
Right? And now you're like, your respect
level. That's our recruiting point,
your respect level goes through. Yeah. That's freaking beautiful. We just resolved the issue. Done.
Part of it. I mean, like, that's a huge part of it is just safety, right? If we're worried about safety, we're worried about our kids at school, let's address the freaking issue where it is.
Of safety.
Boom. Right there. Safety.
But now we've got to take it a step further. We've got to address the reality. What really does change people?
It's time for parents, especially dads, to stop hiding in the shadows, roll up your sleeves, and get involved.
Hell yeah.
Get to know the kids that are around your kids. Bring value to other kids.
Raise your kid to be stronger than your other kid.
Yeah.
And not physically, but mentally stronger. Be the toughest, always be the strongest guy in the room. Mentally. Be able to overcome what the other kids want to do is stupid and push that peer pressure
Recognize adversity and be a problem solver.
That sounds... How tough is that?
Be a problem solver. Help teach your kid to help other kids. Holy cow, and this is an amazing concept, right? But it's something that you think should be there, and it's not necessarily there. People do get pissed about when you start talking about social emotional learning, that SEL thing. Mm-hmm. This kind of falls in that umbrella, but it's taking it to an angle that SEL is trying to go to the 16, 19 side of things. This is just teaching your kid to be a good freaking human that understands empathy, love, and respect, and valuing other people. Yep. Those are all learned behaviors, and they get shown through modeling. Sorry,
especially at home.
Especially at home. Yeah, and then it carries. But if you can do it at home, you can do it at school. It's a cohesive environment, just like home is supposed to be. Love is God's greatest commandment for a reason, right? We can work hard to change any law that's in the books, but if we continue to fail at loving, valuing, and respecting other people, absolutely nothing will ever, ever, ever change.
And even if you don't have faith, loving somebody is still the greatest thing you can do.
Absolutely. Value them, respect them, their opinions, what they are, who they are, whatever. You can still respect. You don't have to agree with them. And we lose that sight is that I don't want to agree with this person. That's not respect. You don't have to agree with somebody to respect them. Mm-hmm. And so we see
you don't even have to accept somebody to respect them.
Yeah, absolutely. No. So you can try to make change by voting and tweeting about all these things like, I want my government to do this for me and whatever. And stopping whatever object it is, taking a decade in courts and Congress and causing all these people to just keep shuffling their feet and doing nothing and twiddling their thumbs. Or you can do something now and take matters into your own hands and start changing hearts and lives today.
In your home. How weird is that? And how you interact and how you're accepting things. You control you.
Yeah, and so somebody posted something about the thoughts and prayers do nothing, and it's I respond to them. This is what I sent them. It's if your kid asked you, hey, dad, mom, whatever, how can you help me be safer at school tomorrow? What's your answer going to be? Is it going to be, I'm going to take to Twitter and I'm going to start blowing up Republicans and start railing on them and blaming them for all these problems? Or am I going to actually freaking get off my butt and do something? Am I going to go to the office, get a background check, grab a volunteer packet, and start showing up at their school and getting involved? Am I going to do that? Am I going to do it through church? Am I going to do it through a community organization, a youth sports program? It doesn't have to be just at school, but get off your butt, folks. It's time to get to work.
Well, here's the issue is that after these events occur, because if we knew it was going to happen, and we did know it was going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we won't even go there. After these events occur, what more can you give besides the horror that happened and seeing it and feeling it and going, you know what? I know that all I can do is hope that you aren't crushed for the rest of your life, and hope that maybe if I say a prayer for you, it's going to feel better, because that's all I know I can do.
No,
it's an afterthought. It'd be like having a car accident with somebody. Well, you're not going to ban all the cars, but I'm going to pray for the family of whoever died in the car accident, right?
You know, you look at the individual that did this act and the things that kind of laid up, and I don't want to give airtime to this person, say their name. I don't want to give them any sort of famous words, whatever. The person withdrew due to COVID. He dropped out of school. He became a hermit. He isolated, right? How the heck he ended up with $5,000 worth of gear and body armor and everything else, and being unemployed.
Completely unemployed. His grandmother had no money.
I don't know how a kid ends up with that stuff other than their being supplied. I don't know, other than maybe he was really good at investing in Bitcoin. I don't know.
Most adults can't afford the crap he had.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But anyway, but he was transgendered, right? We know there was some mental something going on there. I'm not going to say
broken home, no dad. Mom had a violent relationship with mom, had a violent relationship with grandma.
Was he an immigrant also?
I don't know, but I mean, his family was, because they showed his grandpa on TV in very broken English. But I mean,
I couldn't tell. I don't think there was enough background on that one. But
it really doesn't matter, because it's still a kid, right? This is still an individual. So like, where did we go wrong for that individual was when COVID hit and you see a kid withdraw. Why was nobody reaching out to that kid?
Yeah. Anybody, teachers, whatever. And then, a bigger one is that like he withdrew. They knew he withdrew. They had notification of his violent tendencies and that he was going to do this. There were texts, there were conversations. Nobody did anything. And it wasn't the grandparents, because the grandparents told the authorities.
Yeah.
And nobody did anything.
And then he shoots grandma in the face, ends up at the school, goes through an unlocked freaking door on a building. It's 2022. How in the heck is there a school with an unlocked door?
Well, and we have to remember, he didn't walk in with a rifle. He walked in with a handgun, from what I know.
And I haven't heard, but yeah, if it's a handgun.
Everybody's talking about the AR-15. Oh, yeah, the AR-15s. He had 2 of them, expensive ones.
They were in the truck, I thought. But
yeah. So when he went in, he had a handgun.
But with a ton of ammunition.
Well, I mean, like, I've got a handgun that holds like 16 rounds.
Yeah. I mean, he killed 22 people. And shot.
So maybe he had others. A magazine or whatever.
He'd probably had 2-3 magazines. Yeah.
But we all want to blame the gun. The kid should have. So there are background checks for everything. You can't just walk in and be like, I want a gun right now. They go through a background check. Even in Idaho.
Mm-hmm. But you got to say, I mean, does race play an issue in what he went through? If his last name was Smith, and he's some white kid walking in trying to get a gun, he's going to get less pressure or more pressure? I mean, and that's the thing. You like look at it and it's like, do you want to take, but let's look at it, because that's not a factor that we have the information on. What we do have the information on is this kid showed up with hell on his mind. And he ended up in a building that he should not have ended up inside of, because that should have been more
There should have been no way he could have got in.
No. And if anything, it should have been the single buzz-in entry point. And if he had a gun and tried to buzz in, or he had no business being there, nobody's going to clear him through that front door.
It's like the schools where we live. You buzz in.
I have to buzz in at my kid's school.
Yep.
And they drill me like every time I pick him up for a doctor's appointment. I get like the 10th degree of like, who are you picking up? Okay, yeah. Like, what's it for? Like, I have to sign the slip and I have to pass it through the door in order for my kid to come out.
That's awesome.
But I love it.
Okay.
I'm great with that. Does it take longer to check him out? Yeah, but who cares? It makes it safe. Mm-hmm. So like I would love to be able to like, did I scroll up or down?
It's okay.
I'm sorry, scroll down.
Just keep talking.
Yeah. So no, I mean, like, it would make me want to take like pounds of flesh from the staff that like let the building be unsecured. And as a parent, like it's unimaginable and it's a nightmare.
Yeah. That's it.
And I haven't talked to my son about this yet. And so like now I'm thinking like, how is the conversation going to go now or sometime or when he, you know, if another one happens or whatever.
Part of the biggest issue is that when things like this happen, there are a million people virtue signaling that won't do anything. And the same people consistently virtue signal about everything else and still won't take that first step themselves. They will deny it completely. You can say, no, you should be doing it first.
And we're offering solutions, but it doesn't meet the one solution that they're thinking is the only good one that actually makes a difference. Yeah. Where it's like, no, this is a security issue, not necessarily a gun issue, because the kid got in. He can, if he had a gun and attained it legally, how in the heck did he end up in the school?
Yeah.
You know,
and so, again, we know he got it illegally. We don't, I mean, we don't know how he got the guns. That's the bigger question.
Yeah, they're like, well, he's 18 in Texas. They just assume he bought them.
Yeah, but guns and body armor and ammo from nothing, no job, no nothing. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Okay, I'm a little bit. But, dude, he had...
I don't have body armor. I don't even have body armor.
Yeah, people, if you don't know, your typical AR is going to run you about $650.
That's for
minimum.
That's for like a Ruger or a Colt,
and that's not even an amazing AR.
Yeah, that's just stripped down, base model. You get one magazine, maybe.
Yeah, and that does not include optics, which are sights, so you can look through to make acquiring targets easier. It doesn't include anything else. This kid had 2 ARs, brand freaking new, with brand new optics, nice ones, with ammo, with magazines. Plus, he had a brand new handgun. With ammo, with magazines. Those are extra.
And body armor.
And body armor. But was not employed.
He worked at Wendy's.
No, from what I know, he wasn't employed at the time.
He quit like 3 weeks ago. But he was only there for a month.
1 month. So, how?
Yeah. Is he selling drugs? Is he running for the cart? Like, I mean,
then how? But how did he buy these things that were brand new?
Yeah,
that's the question.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's like this kid is deranged with death on his mind, right? Wants to inflict as much pain on the world as possible.
Would not have passed a background check.
No. So how in the heck did he get that bad? You know, was there outside influences there? You know, nobody not caring enough. So like, there's the one side. Then there's like, what do I do now, right? We have an epidemic of evil in our world, and it's been there for a long, long, long time. It started with Cain and a rock.
Yep.
Clubs, swords, spears.
Well, first, we need to kill the me.
Yeah.
The whole, you should accept me, and you should have to, and you whatever, and no, we need to stop that whole, it's all about me thing now, and people having to accept me as whatever I am. Hell no. You want people to accept you? Make yourself acceptable.
We know we've lost value in our words and our deeds, what we say and what we do. We've become
there's no honor anymore.
Ignorant to other people and what their situations are. And like you said, focused on me. And we fail to ignore how the world is affecting our kids and the others around us. Yeah. Like we really are just like losing it. And we've got to get better. We got to do it. We do. We need real freaking men. We need more masculinity. We need more empathy. We need more compassion.
We need less broken homes. We need to...
Oh, dude.
We need to help families stay together. We need to figure out what the hell really is going on in the broken homes.
Yeah.
And why 50% of marriages end in divorce. And why the mom gets so much power and control over everything where the father can't even function properly.
The dad, and if the dad does get control, he's going to get denied from public assistance 90% of the time.
I mean, you gotta think about this. Like the amount of PTSD, quite literally, that men have from family courts is over the top. And then seeing that all the work they do goes downhill, and now you don't even have time to spend with your kids because you're trying to work to pay those bills so your kid can, so your ex can get all that child support. This is not a bankroll for your ex. She should be providing her support. You should be providing yours. It should always be a 50-50 split.
Should be taking care
of. And it's not about
own.
making it even.
Take care of your household, man. Yeah. And, you know, we'll have that episode about sacrifice. But like, Allie Beth Stuckey said something in 2018. If you don't know who she is, she's a very, very well-spoken conservative. She's written multiple books. She said if masculinity was truly toxic, the kids that were without dads would be presumably better off than those that grew up with them. But they aren't. They are more depressed, They are more anxious, more violent, more aggressive, and commit more crimes. The truth is, we need more masculinity in society, not less. We did a statistic on the show, and I believe we talked about it with Kenneth Rosa.
Yep.
But we also talked about it in like our second or third episode of when dads are absent from the household, that kids are 3 times more likely to commit a violent crime. Like, so we have spent. Society's done a really good job of trying to like tear apart the role of men.
Well, they've done a really good job of just destroying men instantly anyway. I mean, could
And
you
families.
imagine growing up being told that you're not worth it, that you're automatically a problem, that you're automatically going to be a horrible person.
You should have been aborted because, your mom didn't really want you, but.
And then going to school, and right now being a straight white male or even a straight boy in school, it doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, right? Being a straight boy in school, you're automatically looked down on. So in order to be accepted, you have to become bi or transgendered, or at least say you are. How does that ruin you as a child to have to go, I want people to like me, so I'm going to do this even though I don't want to? Or, oh, I'm in California, my mom says I'm this, so I have to be this, even though that's not your identity. So what if you get dressed up in a dress one day because your sister's putting makeup on you and it's stupid, dumb fun? You're not that. You're just a boy that's having fun, because who cares? It's not your identity.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine, I couldn't fathom if every time my sister did my makeup, or did not my makeup, but put makeup on me, because that's what girls do. That's what sisters do to brothers, especially younger brothers. It's just how life is, That's part of growing up.
Yep.
That's how you deal with that random stupid. You're like, oh, dude, I'm going through this,
Yeah, and when she plays G.I. Joes with me, it didn't make her a lesbian.
Yeah. When I played Barbies with my sister and her friends, because I thought her friends were hot, and I was that guy, like there's all these factors that go into play, but my identity was not that. And we shouldn't be making these little boys feel like if you don't have an identity other than being a boy, you're wrong. How screwed up is that, to grow up knowing that instantly in life and on TV, you're automatically a problem? Well, we don't think that's hurting people?
And
I mean, really?
yeah. And it's hard because, we see the value, but it's like, how do we get others to see the value? And so
there's not, I mean,
we need, and I'm going to say it because I'm a man of faith, but like, we need more God. Like, we need more Jesus in the schools. We need more Jesus in society. We need more valuing each other, loving other people. We need other people's interest best, and we need to value who we were created to be.
Absolutely. There's
Don't
nothing more you can
create
say.
yourself to be something else that you're not. Value who you were created to be. I mean,
It's easy.
Yeah. So, and then, to kind of finish up, like, somebody posted like that, you can go to hell for saying thoughts and prayers, like that you're not going to fix anything. I mean, I disagree completely.
Thoughts and prayers have moved nations and created all the great things in this world. Music, art, everything, right? Thoughts and prayers have.
Prayer's powerful, man.
Dude.
And that's just saying that, like, you don't think God can change anything. That's an atheistic statement.
Even if you don't have faith, and we both know I have faith like
Yeah.
you do, but even if you don't have faith, your thoughts become reality. If you go, man, I understand you're hurting. Here's all my goodness, or here's a hug. What do you think that hug is? Thoughts and prayers. That's just a physical action of it. Even if you don't have any faith, that's a physical action of trying to comfort somebody, and that's what you're doing with thoughts and prayers.
Like when I wept reading about 19, that's
thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
What else is that? My emotional state got jacked up because of that. Like, love is enough.
Yeah.
But we have to start making love a priority in the households and changing things.
Yeah.
That's just the reality.
And then you got to be willing to love other kids. I mean,
I love you, dude.
I love you too.
That's great.
And I look at, and like, I think, it's really been kind of a rallying cry, but especially because we have a lot of dads that listen. We got moms too, but like, moms empower the dads. dads, you're going to make a difference. And like, it starts with us. Like, it really does have to start with us.
Yeah.
We have to carry the mantle on this. If we want to make a change in our society for our kids and make the world a better place for our children, it's going to start with us. And we're going to have to get a little uncomfortable.
And that's the way it needs to be, though.
Yeah. If it's worth it, do it. So, and that's where I want to end on this one. That's my soapbox, but yeah.
Wow.
I could wave and have the.
We should probably wave goodbye. Absolutely.
With no other male appendage attached to my forearm.
Welcome back, Dadvocacy.
Yeah. Hey. It's like 3-4 weeks off, and here we are.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But I think it's something that we had to address. It was the elephant in the room, and
unavoidable, and we need to get back to basics.
Hug your kids. I mean, that made me.
And tell them how worthwhile they are, man. Make them.
Kids are freaking rad.
Let them know how important they are and how valuable they are in your life.
Like Owen had his first choir concert this week.
Oh, freaking cool,
dude! It was awesome. It was like his friend.
Okay. Question is, was it horribly awful? But is that why it was so good?
So annoying, but it was so cute.
That's what it is.
Like the song's terrible, but like the kids carrying it out and being all about it, totally worth it. It was amazing.
So Dylan's in choir, and we'll end on this. I'm sorry, but Dylan's in choir, and I always think, why don't we have 80s, 90s mashups? Why are choir teachers doing old school garbage? Why don't we do some mashups or some 80s, 90s? Could you imagine Living on a Prayer done by an entire choir?
Dude, that would be so awesome.
Freaking. And you show up as a parent going like,
all right. So in high school, our marching band did
a
Queen show, and it was freaking epic.
That's freaking cool.
It was epic. It's not.
And we're not talking like queens, drag queens.
No, we did like.
That's really cool. But
bicycle.
I mean, you'd think with movies like Pitch Perfect that more choir teachers would be like, you know what? Let's play in that world. Let's have some fun.
It
with
would
this.
actually make kids appreciate what they're doing, and the
parents.
And
would
if I have
love
to hear
show
another
up.
high school choir sing "Imagine," I will freaking jab my ears out.
Just, do you know how happy all the parents would be to show up? To know, I mean, to do some Backstreet Boys, do whatever,
dude. Like
freaking
some Billy Joel. Like,
yeah.
I'm still standing. Like that'd be
Dude,
flipping rad.
River of Dreams. We did River of Dreams when I was in high school. It was
Some
great,
Earth, Wind,
dude.
and Fire.
Mm-hmm. It is. I feel like that would be more fun. So if any of you guys out there are choir teachers, take it from a choir geek like myself. I love choir. I was teaching my kid how to sing in the car the other day also.
I'm a musician, so it's okay. I was a band geek.
You're there with it.
I
It's
played
all right.
trombone and played bass in the jazz band and jazz choir.
But please stop doing the old stuff and start bringing up something fresh and let parents enjoy going to choir concerts and looking forward to next one.
Boys to Men would be rad.
Dude, you want some more interaction? Let's see what happens. Change it up anyway.
All right, that's there.
For Dadvocacy.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Tristan.
Thanks for letting us come back.
Hey guys, we'll see you later.
Yeah.